The first weekend in June is upon us. Your weather, not too bad. It's going to be warmer along the south, but across the northern half of the country, temperatures are going to be a little bit cooler. But once again, that would mean temperatures in the 70s instead of 80s, which really isn't still too all that bad. Looking at Friday, we're looking at temperatures again very warm across the southern half of the country, a little bit cooler up to the north. But again, when we're talking about coolers, 60s here in the Great Lakes, 70s elsewhere, right around 80 degrees. And most of this cooler air is going to reflect some cloud cover as well as some precipitation. By Saturday, you can see that area of yellow, which would put temperatures right about normal. We're looking at about upper 70s, 80 degrees here in the Ohio Valley itself, but that's going to reflect again some showers that will be working its way in. Still very hot and steamy across the south as well as off to the west. By Sunday, that gets pushed a little bit further down towards the south because there's going to be a frontal system in there kicking off those showers, but still very uncomfortable across the Gulf Coast states. A little bit cooler up towards the north, and it looks like that cooler air may come in for next week. Now, as we're looking on into next Wednesday, now we're going to jump right to Wednesday here, and we're looking for temperatures about normal, maybe in the lower 80s, but notice again, we're looking at some yellow colors here, which is going to reflect potentially some clouds as well as some rain showers from that regard. Precipitation on your Friday, once again, remember we saw the cooler air up in the Great Lakes. That's because there's going to be precipitation there and up into New England. Most of the country is going to remain dry, but here's that next developing system there in the central U.S. That's on Friday. Here we go on Saturday. We're looking at potentially a little bit of severe weather in this area of the country working its way into the Ohio Valley. Most of Saturday I think is going to be fine for Ohio, most of Kentucky and Indiana, but as this next system works its way in, we are going to be looking at some showers, probably more like a Saturday night, Sunday morning event for the Ohio Valley, but you can see some showers and thunderstorms also across the Great Lakes. Then by Sunday, that front pushes down a little bit, but it will continue to work its way towards the southeast. So Sunday across most of the Great Lakes shouldn't be too bad. Here's another system working its way in to the high plains, and that's for next weekend for the Midwest. By next Wednesday, a lot of activity. This model is indicating we could be looking at a severe weather outbreak across the Tennessee Valley, the southeast, and up into portions of the Ohio Valley, something we have to keep an eye on. Again, this is for our Wednesday up next week. As far as any severe weather for this weekend, this is the National Weather Service outlook. In the central U.S., again, that's that next system. Remember we saw out there in the precipitation. That's going to work its way towards the east. So that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. Mainly for Saturday in this area, Saturday night, Sunday for the Ohio Valley. And it will work its way up into the northeast as well as down towards the southeast. As far as the latter part of next week, the National Weather Service 6 to 10 day outlook. Well, they're looking at a fairly stormy weather pattern here in the eastern half of the country. We're looking for temperatures to be below normal. Again, that's going to reflect mainly because of some clouds and some shower activity here, much well above off to the west. That's because you'll be drying out quite a bit. And the precipitation, 6 to 10 now outlook does show that a little bit. We're looking for below normal, but that's after that front pushes its way through, bringing those cooler temperatures. I think this is going to be more for next weekend. I think the latter part of next week will be wet, and then we're going to get a little bit wetter, but that's just going to be spotty. This is going to be more of what we call the monsoonal season. So this is going to be pretty spotty for the most part from that standpoint. But your upcoming weekend doesn't look too bad. There could be some showers for the Ohio Valley again late Saturday night and on into your Sunday morning. Enjoy the first weekend of June. I'm George, the Weather Dad.